So it is Ghibli and welcome again. It's been a while. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I'm back at it. And this is for my Vanguard students back at school over at Vanguard here because you guys have been asking me a lot about complementary infinitives. And I want to help you guys out because it's a very simple concept. So for those that aren't a part of Vanguard, stay tuned though, because this is a lot of really great information. And if you find something of worth and of note, then I urge you to hop on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and show some love for your boy Liam here, aka Mr. Connerly, on Latin and Layman's Rhetoric Revolution. But I won't dive too much into it. Let's go ahead and dive into this here while I check to see that we're still filming, which we are. Fantastic. So I'm doing a little bit of a different thing here. I'm doing some cursive writing, but also I'm doing some kind of my own cursive writing because I can do what I want because I'm the master of my universe. Complementary infinitives refer to a complementary infinitive, something that complements an incomplete thought. So, for instance, we have words like possum. Possum in Latin means I am able. Well, that's kind of an incomplete thought. I need a complementary infinitive to finish my incomplete thought. I am able to do what, in fact, right? To do, to read legere. So, as you guys can see, the complementary infinitive is just finishing the thought of possum or debeo. Debeo here means I ought. Well, if you ought to do something, well, you ought to do something, right? It's almost like you need something in order to follow the oughting, or else you don't really know what you ought to do, right? So then if that's the case, for example, if I had possum legere, that would be possum I am able, legere the infinitive, in fact, the complementary infinitive complementing the fact that I am able to read. I could also say I am able to sleep, I am able to study, or I could say something like debeo, I ought to study. So debeo studere, which means I ought to study your Latin, for example. Now, if that makes sense, I would love for you guys to show some support that I had said at the very beginning of the episode. Complementary infinitives, again, are just infinitives that are complementing the incomplete thought that possum and debeo have, right? It's intuitive. You got to finish the thought. I am able to do what? I am able to fly. I am able to see. Remember, the infinitive is just the verb plus you put the verb or the word to. To makes it infinitive. To run, to walk, to look, to see, to write. Thanks again, everybody. Tempo says to Skidere.